So when we were camping out west, we couldn't always use the generator. So we would use our little tiny Jackery box to run the Starlink and some different things like that, but it wasn't good for charging all our stuff and the additional needs that we had. Also, the big thing is the Jackery couldn't do coffee, so that kind of caused a little bit of a ruckus because I like just using my electric coffee pot. So what we did is we got the 2000 watt, basically, which is pretty much a battery that will be also charged from solar, so that we can have power wherever we need it regardless. And even if we have to use our regular generator to charge this, so we have it when we go to the next place or whatever, we're going to be set and hopefully be good to go and not be without power. In this video, what we're going to do is we're actually going to unbox everything and see everything that we do have. Unfortunately, it is a gray day, and we are also in a very tight camping spot as far as tree cover. We have very little opening to the sky. And so what we'll do today is we'll actually plug it in to charge it up. All right, so we are going to unbox the, what they call the generator, which is really the battery first. And looks like when we open it up, we've got a nice heavy-duty power cable. It is kind of a standard, if you've ever used powered speakers or anything like that, a lot of different items use that, so that's good. That's easily, if you lose that one, you can find another one easily. Looks like we have a cigarette lighter charger, looks like to charge up the unit with as well. And then we have the solar cables. And that looks pretty cool. So nice heavy duty boxing material. So it also comes with the instructions. Doesn't seem to be anything else in that box. Nice, I like that. That's a good looking unit. Nice. It's got a nice, good quality feel to it.
And the one thing I wanted to make sure was that this could actually fit under our dining room table. So that's going to be key too, to make sure that it can fit under that camper table, because our camper's very small. We don't have much room for anything.
All right, so let's go check and make sure this fits where we want to put it before we do anything else. So just in case we have to box it back up and take it back. It's heavy, but it's not like too heavy. Okay, so this is a table we use, and we kind of keep it offset this way a little bit more to make it easy to get in and out this way. So this is the way we normally keep it, and that fits in there very nicely. We also have a power outlet right underneath, which is nice because if we're charging it while we're using our generator, or if we have shore power, oh, sorry, distracted by somebody in the campground, we can plug it in right there. So that will work very well. I like that.
Okay, but this is my side of the table, and I need to make sure that I can actually sit still, because again, it's small in here. We don't have room to be moving things around a ton. I can see I'm gonna have to move it over a little. If we kind of put it in the middle between us, that's okay.
All right, and when I sit here, I always keep my feet in the aisle.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, well then let's switch it over to your side.
Well, and then once in a great while, I'll put my leg over, because
actually that works, because I can't put my legs out. No.
So because of the way this table is, it's very small anyway. So I always kind of put myself to the side. And the other reason I do is if I have stuff in my pockets, when I go to get up, it wants to grab the table. So what I actually did while we were driving, I created a little thing. I didn't have many materials, so I actually used a command strip and just a little bracket, because this table will want to bounce off. So what I did is I put that in there, and then I just push it in, and basically what that does, it keeps the table sturdy from coming out. So one of the things I really like about this one is its compact size. Again, it's a little bit heavy, but it's actually smaller than some of the competitors, that were actually not quite as powerful. So super excited about that. The other thing I like about this one too, because with my other one that I have a pouch for all my additional pieces, and this one here I could fit all the accessory things right in the top, and we are good to go. And you gotta do it a certain way so they all fit in there without. Gotta make sure they're flat. Yep. And then that's pretty sweet right there. I like that a whole lot. One other thing is this has to be fully charged or it voids the warranty before you start. So obviously anytime you fully charge this, you probably want to do your first charge off the AC anyway, because if you start charging with this and then it gets cloud cover or whatever, you know, with the solar, you probably don't want that. So we're gonna go plug this in and then we're gonna unbox the solar panel. It's kind of nice that they thought of the little things too, just this little Velcro strap that goes around here. So each time you use it, you can put it back easy. You know, that stuff comes in handy and also saves me from having to do it later. So that's pretty cool. I'm glad they were thinking ahead, and that's a decent sized cord too. So good. And let's see what else we have here. So what does this say? Got a reset button there. Nice. Yeah, that's a good setup. That's pretty easy. So I'm going to now bring this back in where we normally keep it. All right, so we're at 44%. Bringing in, looks like 950 watts. In. And then time to full, it says about 1 hour and 15 minutes, but that's been going down since I plugged it in. When I first plugged it in, you can see it dropping right there. So I think this thing will charge 0 to full in about an hour and 30-40 minutes, something like that. I think it says that on the box. So according to the box, AC will charge the unit in 1.5 hours and solar in 2.5. However, that's really going to be dependent on how many solar panels you have going. This is 200 watts, and you really, if you've used solar before, you realize if you don't have full sun always coming right on it, it's not as easy to charge with solar as it sounds. You really have to be in full sun. Oh wow, this is nice. So this actually has a nice case around the panels. Oh, that's cool. And then it's got the top little handle exposed there with zippers, it looks like, on either side. Okay. So let's slide this out. Okay. And then grabbing stuff all around. So if we look around the back here, we've got our cables. And we also have some kind of emergency going on somewhere. But this looks like the little kickstands. Now these aren't super heavy duty, but this is also, I think, designed to try to keep it as lightweight as possible. Alright, so looks like we got that. It's got some snaps in between to hold the panels. Okay. And we've got kickstands on the back here. Alright, well that's actually pretty easy. Could have used maybe a fourth kickstand on there, but again, to keep the weight down and everything. And then you could just adjust the kind of angle if the sun's more overhead. You can see in a spot like this, solar would be pretty difficult. Obviously we're in State Park and it's we got shore power, so we're good. But we also, because this video is probably, if you haven't seen any of our other videos, let me just take you right over here and show you the sweet spot. So the great thing is I've actually got a Predator 3500 right here mounted on the front, and I've actually got it mounted where while I'm driving, my power cable, I have a separate power cable that runs underneath this, so I can actually run this generator while I'm driving down the road, which is super cool, because if you're going from one campsite that has no generator usage to another one, and you need to charge different things, whatever, you can run this while you're going down the road. So between all our little power stations, the whole idea is that we keep everything running and keep it up and moving the entire time. So, and this is quiet enough that, you know, you say, well, why did I go with the Predator stuff? Because I've used their other generators a bunch. I have, actually, this is my third Predator generator. I've got them on other things as well. And really, quite frankly, you can't beat them, and you can't beat them for the price, because you can own 3 of these for the price of a Honda. All right, so the next kicker here is, one, how easy does it pack up? Because if you're like me with camping, setting up's the easy part. Packing up's a pain in the butt, especially if it's rain, there's other things going on. So let's pack this up, bag it, and see where it will fit in the camper. So that's going nice and easy so far. And these two, they snap together. Well, that just really does a nice job. So again, attention to detail, things that you end up having to do on your own, just putting those little cable holders on there. And so many times, whatever I get, I have to kind of do all that stuff to keep it organized and well together. So they really did a lot of thinking on this, and I have to say, so far, they've done a very good job. If it works as well as I think it will, you know, they hit it out of the park on this one. And you can get these for a pretty good price, especially if you have like the Inside Track Club and you wait for sales and different things like that. And we actually got this one, I think, for $40 off. And then we got the generator for, I think it was 25% off, because I had a coupon. Nice. And how many times do you get a carrying case with that? You know, that's kind of a nice addition too, because, you know, I'm usually rigging up some kind of carrying case to make things happen. So I really like that. Now, kicker is, let's go see if this will fit in my little tiny compartment opening over here, because it's tiny. They didn't put one on the other side. The 2 things I would change on this camper if I could was have another one of these on the other side and have a black tank flush. Other than that, this camper is awesome and I love it. So nice thing is, look at that, got plenty of room sideways. So actually, yes, this can ride right up inside on top of my junk nicely.
And we could slide it way back.
Yeah,
so
you can slide it way back. And then also, one of the things I want to do in a future video is actually mount a box on the back that I can carry additional stuff when we're not bringing bikes with us. And so I'm going to be trying out the waterproofedness of the box and some different things before I create that, but I think this could ride in there with the actual generator as well. So now that we have the power station, excuse me, charging, you need to join us in the morning for coffee, where we try it out. So join us tomorrow morning, which will happen right now. All right, thank you for joining us for coffee this morning. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just plug this in. So we're going to push our power button to begin with. We're going to push that and hold it for 2 seconds. And then that tells us we're at 100% battery. Then we're going to push our AC button. So out right now, 549 watts are going out. And she's starting to brew.
And it says time to empty, 2 hours and 32 minutes. That's kind of cool that you can see how much longer you have.
So the next thing we're going to do once we brew the coffee is we're going to do the, we've got a little hot plate here, that those tend to take a lot of juice. And then we also have a toaster. So we're going to try all 3 of them. Now, we're not going to run them all simultaneously because that would be a lot of pull. We might try it, but we'll see. All right, so everything worked out great with the coffee making. This thing easily runs that, and we got no problems at all. So one other quick thing is, it did that coffee pot the full pot of coffee, and it's still at 100%. So that's pretty good. My little buddy's happy about that coffee too. So we had to move up under the awning because with any good camping trip, it had to rain, right, buddy? It sure did. So my hot plate, what I went ahead and did is I actually hooked it up here. It's the Bang Done hot plate, and so we're going to turn it back up. It likes to change its temperatures. The bad part about this design is they put the adjuster right on the actual hot plate. So now that it's not pulling too much, it's pulling just around 500. So now I'm going to put my bacon in here so I can cook my bacon. All right, so now we're going to try the toaster. So let me grab a couple of pieces of bread here. All right, turn that on. Toaster uses about 840 watts, so that's pretty stout for the toaster. All right, so we have a sunny day, so I'm going to go ahead and top off the power station with my solar panels. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to connect my my cables here. You've got positive and negative, and they have different ends on them. So basically, one of the positives goes into one of the positives, and this is set up so you can actually run two of these at the same time if you wanted to. So you could run 400 watts of solar coming in rather than 200 watts. So we've got those connected. Then we're going to connect this into the back, and the nice thing is it's color coded. So we're going to connect these red to red, black to black. Push that in. So what we have is, I don't know if you can see that, but it's at 87%. We've got 119 watts coming in from the solar panels. Now it's up to 120. You're never going to get 200. I mean, you shouldn't. Usually you don't. And the time to full, it says 2 hours and 11 minutes. It's gone up to 130, back down to 126. And we're just going to see if we can top this off with the solar. Cool thing is, though, is if you're using 130 and you're putting in 130 at the same time, it'll hold it. So you can actually have the solar running into it while you're using it, so you're charging it while you're pulling. So if you're putting in more than you're taking away, it'll continue to charge up. If you're taking more than you're putting in, it'll eventually take it, but you're putting in as you're taking, so it'll take it longer to deplete the battery. So it's really cool that you can use it while you're actually charging it, which is awesome. All right, so we're all charged back up. Took about an hour and a half to get it charged back up. So we're super excited about having this because I can run my coffee, I can run my toaster. Those are the two things I have a lot of issue with. I can use my hot plate to cook stuff, but a lot of times the toast doesn't taste good when it's fried, and the coffee's a royal pain to do the other way. I just like using the drip coffee maker. It's way easier. So we are excited to use this, especially in areas that we can't have our generator. So remember, doing things yourself allows you to be free. See you in the next project.